Hi, welcome to Frills in the Hills Kitchen. Today we're going to be doing Swiss meringue buttercream. Swiss meringue buttercream is one of those icings that you'll find at the shops normally on those very fancy cupcakes. It hasn't got the sickly sweetness of icing sugar, and it doesn't taste like pure butter, which is a turn off for most people on icing. Well, it is for me anyway. I discovered Swiss meringue buttercream about 2 years ago and I absolutely love it. It's actually it's so much fun to make, and you can be as artistic as you like with it, so with colours or with sprinkles on top, and you get a professional finish every time. Why I've decided to do a video about this is because it's one of those icings that you can actually think that you've actually made a mistake until right at the very end it goes the right way, and you'll see what I mean as we go along. Okay, now onto the ingredients. Today's ingredients: this will ice 40 cupcakes. So you may want to divide it in half if you're making a regular batch, but 40 cupcakes is great for a big birthday party, and you can freeze leftovers. So today we're using 1 cup of caster sugar, 4 egg whites, 405 grams of butter. It needs to be at room temperature and just cubed. You'll also need a tablespoon of vanilla extract and half a teaspoon of lemon juice and some colouring that you'd like. Now we're going to... Okay, I've just put this bowl over a saucepan of water. We just make sure that the actual bowl is submerged in the water. The water's around where you're going to be cooking. So this is our sugar. I'm going to add the egg whites and give it a whisk. And what we want to do is to have the sugar totally dissolved in the egg whites, and it will take about 5 minutes. We don't want to cook the eggs, so make sure that the water doesn't get to a boiling point. We just want it to simmer, and you can tell when your sugar has dissolved by putting it together in your fingers, and if you can feel grains, it means it hasn't dissolved.
2, 1.
Okay, actually, while our egg and sugar is dissolving, we just want to give whatever mixer you're using a bit of a clean with the lemon juice. It doesn't matter if it is clean or you just wash it or whatever. This makes sure that there's just no residual oil in your mixing bowl, and it means that you'll get a better result from whipping the egg down the line. Okay, you can see it's got a bit of a more glossy appearance, and we're ready now to whip up our eggs. I'm just pouring all of the egg white and the sugar into your mixer. Now, you don't need to have a KitchenAid. You could have any kind of stand mixer, or even if you can use a hand beater. Just needs to make sure that you stand there the entire time, because there are certain signs that we have to look for while we're beating the eggs. So we need to beat on full power until it becomes very high and glossy and quite a thick meringue. Okay, you can see now it's a really thick meringue. It looks beautiful. So we're now going to add in the vanilla and whatever colouring that you'd like. I'm using some Wilton gel in a rose colour, and I'd actually just use a chopstick to get the right amount in. So I only want it to be palish pink, and then I'll just put the excess on the beaters. Okay, and we keep whipping until that's combined, and then we're going to add butter. We're going to add the butter just a couple of cubes at a time until it's all combined. Okay, we've added all the butter, and you can see here it's still a bit lumpy, and people think, oh, I've done something wrong, or I should have melted my butter first, or it's not going to combine. Just keep going. There will come a point very soon that it will look like it's curdled, and it hasn't. So don't worry, we'll come back then and I'll show you what to do then. Okay, this is the part where people usually freak out and think that they have created icing cement. They haven't. They have, they're just almost there. So literally 1 minute more and we'll have beautiful icing. And here we have it, beautiful icing. Now, it might not look all that special right now, but once it goes in the piping bag and it starts coming out as velvety icing goodness, you will see what I mean. And here we are, see? Beautiful icing, ready to go on cupcakes. Okay, just because you don't have any fancy icing equipment doesn't mean that you still can't use this icing. I'm just going to just brush it on with a knife. You only need a little bit. Just move it out to the sides. So delicate. Just make sure you smother it on first. You can fix it up later. And just twist it and smooth it out. Push it all the way out to the edges of your paper casing. And then smooth it out. Can just make it beautiful like that. And that way you don't have lots of icing as well. Just enough to not make you sick. And then on top of that, just put a little decoration. Beautiful. Okay, another option is just to buy an inexpensive piping bag. They come in bags of 3 or 5, depending on which brand, only for a few dollars, just in the supermarket. This one's a Multix brand. All you need to do is push your icing into it and just cut off however thick you want your hole to be. So I'll do that and push it all the way down. And then start from the outside. And then that. And that kind of looks semi-professional. You can use all types of piping bags. You could also use, you can buy the professional ones from most kitchenware stores and get the tip that makes the very fancy little ridges in the top. That's called a Wilton 1M tip. I would show you how to use that today, except mine's on walkabout. Other things that you might want to do is, once you've done your piping, is do a little bit of sprinkles on top. Make it look extra festive and special. Or even edible glitter. So my girls love glitter, as most girls do. And I just got these from inspiredbychocolate.com.au. It just adds that something extra. Or you could just put a few Smarties or cashew or whatever you like. It's really up to you. So you could have and cashew. That's all you do. Okay.
Three, two.
Another way to get icing onto your cupcakes is with icing bags. You can buy professional icing bags, or you can buy disposable ones from the supermarket. These ones are about $3 for 5 of them. There's Multix and Glad. All you need to do is put your icing inside and snip off the end, and then you can just push through your icing onto your thing. You might want to make initials or names, or depending on how close to the edge that you actually put the tip on is what you might want to do. So what you can do then is you can actually just fix it up with your fingers if you want, and then add some decorations like cashew or edible glitter. This glitter is from Inspired by Chocolate. They're really reasonably priced. That's where I get most of my stuff. Or the other option is if you want to go a little bit fancy and you want the ridges on, you'll need a tip. Now the tip that I actually recommend, but I can't show you today because mine has gone walkabout, is the Wilton 1M tip, and it's silver. But you can just do some practicing on some inexpensive tips that you can buy in a kit at the supermarket or a $2 shop even. So I've just cut the end of the piping bag. I have put the tip inside and then I have put in the icing. I'm just going to, you push from the back of the icing, so hold it tight like that and then just squeeze so you can see. Just ice from the outside in. Kind of looks like plasticine, I think. So, something like that. You might want to put, as I said, sprinkles or something on there. I've got some hundreds and thousands here. I mean, what child wouldn't want to eat that? Not many. So there you go. There's 3 methods of using your icing. You can get as fancy or as simple as you like. Remember that it's not as hard as you thought it was going to be, and you can have heaps of fun with different colours and flavours.